Thinking about taking AP Music Theory? You're about to build 5 core skills: melodic dictation, harmonic dictation, part writing, harmonization, and sight singing, all essential tools for any serious musician. This class isn't just about listening to music or writing a few melodies. It's about learning to hear music with precision, write it down accurately, understand how musicians communicate, and most importantly, understand the deep and intricate relationship between melody and harmony. Let's look at the big picture. The College Board breaks the course into 8 units. The first 3 are pretty foundational: notation, pitch, rhythm and meter, intervals, scales and keys, chords. If you've had a few years of music experience, a lot of this will be familiar, or at least pretty easy to pick up. Unit 8 closes things out with modes, which are types of scales, and form, or how different sections of a piece relate to each other. Also pretty straightforward. But it's units 4 through 7 where the real work and the real learning happens, and it's my favorite part. These units cover topics like counterpoint, voice leading, progression, function, cadences, non-chord tones, sequences, tonicization, and applied chords. But more importantly, this is where you essentially learn a new musical language: part writing. That means taking a chord progression and connecting the chords in 4 voices like you're composing for choir. These units are the core of AP Music Theory. Why? Because this is where you train your brain to think in harmony. And yes, there are rules. Lots of them. Some students hate that. I get it. It can feel limiting, like we're telling you how you're supposed to write music. But that's not the goal. Learning the rules of part writing is like learning the rules of a game, or the laws of physics. It's not about saying this is the only way to write music. It's about understanding cause and effect. When you follow or break these rules, musical things happen. Tension is created or released. Motion feels smooth or awkward. Dissonance is resolved or not. Once you learn what the rules are, you can break them intentionally with full control over the results. And in the process, you start to think about melody and harmony in a totally new way. You'll begin to see possibilities that used to be invisible. So, how does all this learning translate to the AP exam itself? The first part is multiple choice, where you'll actively listen to music and answer questions about the rhythm, scale degrees, relationships, and chord progressions that you hear. But those 5 core skills I mentioned earlier, that's where the FRQs, or free response questions, come in 5 categories. Melodic dictation. You'll hear a melody and write it down. You get the starting note, the key signature, the time signature, and the number of bars. Some students can already do this. Others need a lot of practice. That's normal and will practice all year. Harmonic dictation. You'll listen to a chord progression and write down the outer voices, the soprano and bass, plus chords using Roman numerals. This one's tough, but immensely valuable if you want to understand harmony by ear. Part writing. You'll get a chord progression and write it out in 4 voices, following the rules of voice leading. It's like solving a musical puzzle with very specific parameters. Harmonization. This is the most open-ended question. You're given a melody and have to create a bass line that works with it harmonically using the rules that you've learned. The chords aren't given, so you're making the decisions. This one takes deep understanding, and we'll build that gradually. Sight singing. Yep, you have to sing. You'll be given 2 short melodies to sing with a little time to practice and record yourself. You don't have to sound like a pro, you just need to sing mostly accurate rhythms and pitches. And don't panic, you can bomb this part and still ace the test. By the end of AP Music Theory, you'll understand how music really works, not just on the surface, but underneath, where melody, harmony, and structure come together. You'll be ahead of the curve if you study music in college, and even if you don't, you'll listen to your favorite music with a whole new level of insight. So, should you take this class? Absolutely. If you're ready to work, it's one of the most rewarding classes you can take. It's unlike anything else. Want to make sure you're prepared? Watch the next video where I'll walk you through what you should already know before starting AP Theory, including a checklist to see if you're ready to dive in. Check it out.